let's talk about the birth in the manger. Since we are celebrating a Christmas this season, let's talk about it. And let's go back to the prophecy of Emmanuel. Have you guys read Isaiah 7? Do you know what was happening there? Remember, because my point today is that, the birth in the manger was a sign, a pointer to what God was going to do. It was a sign, just like the birth in Isaiah was a sign of God's authority. We need to read our Bibles very well. Do you know there were 2 virgin births? Do you know there was a virgin birth in Isaiah? And Emmanuel was born. It was a pointer. And in that time, let me just read it. It's Isaiah 7. I'll just take that part because that's the one that I want. It's Isaiah 7, verse 14. I'll just take 14 to 16 about the virgin birth in Isaiah. Isaiah 7, verse... But you can read the whole story. Just to pitch up the pieces. I will just take it from verse 14. So Isaiah 7, verse 14. And there was a war in that time, and this was showing us. It was pointing to what God was going to do. It was pointing to God's authority. Just like how the birth in the manger was a pointer, a sign for us as well. Interesting, yeah? So let me just read Isaiah 7, verse 14. It's always good to always read from the Bible so that nobody will say I'm talking from my mind. 14, I'll read 14. I'm using the New King James Version. Therefore, the Lord himself will give you a sign. This was talking about the people in this time. It was not even talking about our dispensation, if I could call it that. It was talking about these people at that time. They needed a sign. There was a war, remember? Remember? Yes. So therefore the Lord himself will give you a sign. Behold, the virgin shall conceive and be a son and shall call his name Emmanuel. And virgin here, if you read further or if you start further, it refers to a mature young woman who's able to have children. A mature young woman, really. Yeah. So behold, the virgin shall conceive and be a son and shall call his name Emmanuel. Remember, these people, they didn't even know that Jesus Christ was going to come. They didn't know. So this was a sign to them in their time. All right. So, and be a son and shall call his name Emmanuel. Curds and honey he shall eat, and he may know to refuse the evil and choose the good. For before the child shall know to refuse the evil and choose the good, the land that you dread will be forsaken by both her kings. The Lord will bring the king of Assyria upon you and your people in your father's house, days that have not come since the day that Ephraim departed from Judah. Do you guys know that this actually happened? This child was actually born in that area, in that time. Do you guys know that? There was a child that was born by a virgin in the time of the king of Assyria. Do you guys know that? But that was a pointer, just like the virgin birth that we have now in the manger. A pointer. It was a miraculous sign because they had asked for a sign, and this was a sign to prove God's authority, just like how the birth in the manger just proves God's authority. So for us, let us not just focus on the birth in the manger. Let's it's a whole story. Let's not leave it to the birth in the manger. Let's leave it to his death, is resurrection. And now that he's death, burial, and resurrection, and now that he's in us, all right? He is now in us. The manger, the birth in the manger was just a pointer. It was a pointer to show God's authority, just like how then in Isaiah 7, it was a pointer for them. It's a sign for them. Because they were in the middle of the war, so it had to be taken care of. The issue was the war back then. And here now, with the birth in the manger, the issue that had to be dealt with was the death aspect, which has been dealt with through the coming of Jesus Christ. Let's go back and read those two stories. There were two virgin births in the Bible. The one in Isaiah, the one which was talking about Emmanuel, God with us. And you know what? Now, with us, it is God in us. It is God in us. I hope we can see the difference. The two birds were pointers, signs of what was to come. It was pointing to God's authority. I hope we all understand. Hallelujah.